Oh, man, and breathe. What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here at the Emirates. It's drawn 2-2, but we could have won that game. We should have won that game.
I think, look, I'm just happy with the draw, to be honest. I think we really took the game to Arsenal. I think we played our game. That was the most important thing. And when they were looking like at times we would crumble, we were making mistakes. It looked like we were. It looked like we were going to be under the cosh for a large part of that first half, but we played our way back into the game. That's the most impressive thing for me. At the end of the game, to be fair, we were under the cosh quite a bit, and I'm happy to just come away with the draw. But I think with the chances we had on the breakaway, especially in both halves, I think we probably created the better quality chances throughout the game.
You look at the goals that both teams scored. I mean, Arsenal scored from a lucky goal and a penalty. From a lucky own goal. We've created our own chances. We've put away our own chances, and I feel like we create the better chances throughout the game.
Yeah, I think so. I think in general, if I'm looking at the XGI, Arsenal were slightly ahead overall. We were slightly ahead in the first half. But look, Raya had to make some brilliant saves. Vicaria had to make some brilliant saves. It was a very even game. I don't think anyone can say one or the other was definitely better. 100%. I think, considering this Postecoglou's sixth game in charge in the league, and we're going to away at the Emirates, it's Arsenal 5 years into their project. They should really be winning this game. They should be on top, and they should be not only on top, but the better side. And they clearly weren't the better side today. Not to say we were definitely better than them, but it was a very even game. And to be level pegging with Arsenal at this stage is way ahead of schedule. Like, you wouldn't have thought we would come to the Emirates and actually play. Like, some of the time, at the times we were playing on the park. At times we were playing around them, and they had no answer.
Half time we had 61% possession here at the Emirates. When has that ever happened before?
Exactly, and that goes to show, because that's not in Arsenal's game plan. They didn't want to see possession to us, I assure you. They would want to keep possession, but we were so good at keeping the ball at times that they found it very hard to get it off us. And what I like about it as well is in the first half, Udogie and Basim were struggling, and they looked like they were really off the pace.
Sarr as well, to be
fair. They both got booked in the first half as well.
And Sarr.
And yet in the second half it was a different story for those two. I thought Udogie really stepped up, playing majority of the game with the yellow card. I thought Saka was running rings around in the first half, but really couldn't get any spare change out in the second half. And Basuma stepped up massively in that second half and showed why we've been waxing Liverpool about him this season. Because the first half, he was off it, the ball was rolling under his foot, he was making stupid decisions, but he got his act together in the second half and really was one of the better players.
Yeah, but the big props today goes to Mickey van de Ven. I thought Mickey van de Ven was an absolute man mountain. They couldn't get any spare change out of him. All the spare change that we're getting was all on Romero's side, all from Romero. And I thought Mickey would just... Like you say about Postecoglou's sixth game, that's his sixth game here in the Spurs show.
Outstanding.
Unbelievable.
He was outstanding.
I thought he was our man of the match by far.
Didn't put a foot wrong. Every challenge he made was on point. His passing was solid. He had the confidence to drive into the field as well when called upon, when he's being pressed. Romero wasn't as good as Van der Ven today. I have to say he was a bit haphazard. Mostly, I would say, in the first half. I think second half...
he gave away the own goal and he took away the penalty as well.
I know. Look, those couple moments weren't great from him. And overall, he probably didn't have his best game, Romero. I did think he improved in the last half an hour. But Van der Ven for the whole 90 minutes was fantastic. I was so proud of him. What a performance from him. Our young players came to Emirates today and played our game. We played our football. And I think those young players were probably the shining light and the example of this new Postecoglou team. But we have to talk about Maddison and Son, because linking up for both goals, and brilliant goals they were.
No, they were absolutely brilliant goals. But I thought that we lost a lot of impetus when they didn't go off the pitch. And I felt like if Maddison had to go off from injury, fair enough, but I felt like they should have kept on Sonny.
I get tired.
No, I don't know a reason why they did take
He
off
must
Sonny.
have been, though.
Richarlison didn't really do much when he came on. And we had so much more of an outboard and so much more kind of threat when Sonny was on the pitch.
Yeah, it is what it is. He must have been tired. It must have been a decision. It looked like a tactical one, but it must have been a physical one because Sonny was firing. He was threatening Arsenal in behind so often. Like they find it quite in the first half. They found it easy to deal with him. The first half they found it easy to deal with him. The second half he was really causing the problems.
I tell you what, Arsenal put us under a lot of pressure in that first half, and other Spurs teams of previous years would have just laid down and got battered, probably about 2 or 3-0 today.
Especially going 1-0 down, and with the crowd behind them.
Yeah, you've got to give them so much credit for sticking together, sticking in the game, and actually ending up probably about even, but even could have gone and won that game.
It could have gone either way, and they could have easily won that game. And the fact that we didn't crumble, we not only didn't crumble, we continued to play on the ground, play the 1-2s, even if it's around our penalty area. We had the confidence to do that. And I think maybe other teams, I remember Conte last season, we started the game playing out the back. We pretty much abandoned it after like half an hour because we felt like we couldn't do it. We stuck to the game plan, and we felt our way back in the game. And it's a very difficult game coming away to Arsenal, who are in good form. They're playing well. They're clearly a very good team. Yeah, we're still very young. We're still so early in the project, and we were a match for them today, more than a match for them.
Yeah, and you got to say as well.
And I want to say Kulusevski, I thought had a great game.
No, Kulusevski was brilliant, but also for us to come here, like you said, 6 game under Postecoglou. We talked about before this game how this is the first proper test for Tottenham, really. Manchester United game aside. And I thought we passed with flying colours.
100%. I think we 100% passed the test today because everyone would have expected a defeat today. I watched a lot of previews for this game, like a lot of around the YouTube circles. Everyone was predicting an Arsenal win, and by a convincing win as well. A lot of Arsenal fans were saying 5-1 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal.
I was watching James Lawrence Alcott's channel.
They said they can't see we can win. How we can win.
And I was like, wow, Jesus.
They said they don't see how we can do it. Yeah, I was like, they really not seen us this season. Madison's playing amazing. Basuma's playing amazing.
If Madison's injured, though, it's a big problem for us.
Yeah, obviously he went off. He obviously went down, came back on the pitch, and then had to go off. But he was also a massive key as to how we got back in that game because he really took control of our creative part. He nicked the ball off Jorginho and got the assist for the second goal. He obviously did a brilliant turn on Ben White for the first goal.
Jorginho got
fantastic.
Absolutely bullied in that moment of the game when we got our equaliser, and it was just so good to see. Arsenal go 2-1 up, and we just hit them straight back. And when have we seen that at the Emirates?
Yeah, never. And it would have been easy for your head to go down and
lie back. We've seen it so many times here.
We've seen it so many times. We had such a good end to the first half, and then literally within a few minutes of the second half, we're 2-1 down. You would have think, it's one of those days. We hit them back immediately. We didn't let it affect us, and I'm so proud of this team. I really am. I'm so happy with how we're playing the project, how the project's coming along, how everyone we're coming to the Emirates. And we're matching them. We're more than a match for a team like Arsenal right now, which is unbelievable to see. And it's not. No one can say who have you played. You haven't played anyone like
Arsenal away.
Arsenal away,
the second hardest game or third hardest game.
And we could have won the game. And we earned a point. And we took a point away from them as well. And they're thinking they're in a title charge and everything like that. And we took a point away from them. So if they're going to win it, we had Babs, we had Egal. Where are they now? They're saying they're going to win the league this season. Egal said before the game it's going to be one of the easiest North London derby wins. Is that what he said? He said it's going to be one of the easiest North London derby wins in their history.
I can't take the arrogance.
They thought we were going to come here.
Arrogance, the sheer arrogance.
They thought we were going to come here. They thought we were going to come here and basically be like Bielsa's Leeds or something and just be gung-ho without a care in the world. We're not that team. We have good defenders as well, and we can play our football.
As Mickey Van de Ven showed
And we showed that today. And look, it makes me so excited of what's ahead. Liverpool next week, nothing to fear. And look, if you go to the Emirates and play like that, why do you have to be worried about any game? Not to say we're going to go unbeaten the whole season or anything like that, but obviously...
Did I not say that to you last week? What do we have to fear?
Why not? We can play like this at the Emirates, especially where at times... we were struggling, and yet we still recovered from the situation. And that's another thing that we've seen so much this season. United in the first half, we were struggling, but we found solutions. Again, in this game, we were struggling, but we still found the solutions to get back in the game. So, look, couldn't be prouder of the team today. Could not be prouder.
Absolutely, echo all your thoughts. We come away with a 2-2 defeat, with a 2-2 draw at the Emirates. It does feel like a bit of defeat because I thought that we could have taken all 3 points today, but we move on to Liverpool. We'll see you all next week. Like, subscribe, and comment, and as always, come on, Spurs.